He is 15 years young and a pain in my butt. Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. I am baking today, or tonight. I am going to be making some brownies. I know in my last video I said that hold on, move my mic on the zipper. That makes me feel better actually. Okay. So I know in my last video I said that I would be making a recipe out of my new cookbook. Turns out I don't have all the ingredients. So I decided, let's just make some brownies. So we're going back to old reliable America's Test Kitchen gluten-free cookbook. This is what I used to make my last two recipes on this channel. Here is the recipe, just to show you. I am actually going to be halving this recipe because normally when I make it, you bake everything at once and then you store it, and we just don't get through it very fast. So I'm going to try halving it. Also, I'm going to be putting it in these muffin tins for no reason other than it'll just be easier to store later. Let's get a bowl. Let me read this first. Yeah, let's get a bowl and start with the dry ingredients. Hi, kitty. You never met my cat. This is GW. He is 15 years young and a pain in my butt. Where you want to go? Can I move it so you guys can see? I'm coming. GW, do you want one of your pieces of chicken? GW. No, this isn't for you. This was for the kitty cat. Yeah, leave it there so we can have it. It's not yours. Finn is convinced every piece of food in this house is his, including the cat's treats. Alright, this should be all the things I need for that. Starting with the little bowl. We're starting with flour. Actually, no, we're not. No, Finn! What are you eating? I heard that. Scrounger! It's like we never feed ya. What we're actually starting with is this. So this is the Bob's Red Mill egg replacer. This is something I've been using for a little while now. I'm using it in this recipe because this particular bag is going to expire soon, so I just want to make sure it gets used. So, plus I need 3 eggs for the full recipe, so I can use half an egg in this. So I need 4 teaspoons of this mix, and it's gluten-free and safe, so if you want an egg replacer, but need one without wheat, the Bob's Red Mill one works quite well. And now I need double that in water to activate it, so I'll need 8 total, so 2 tablespoons plus 2 teaspoons. That's math. So the reason we're starting with this first is because it just needs to sit. I'm stirring it up right now, make sure everything gets incorporated. It's made with psyllium husk, which if you have never heard of that, it's basically just a fiber supplement, but it can be used for many things, including an egg replacer or a gluten replacement. It's what most gluten-free savory things are used with. So I use it in bread like I have just normal psyllium husk. And all you have to do is you put it in water and you let it sit, and it's going to become a thick gel. But because it needs time to sit, that's why we did it first. So that can sit, so by the time it's ready to incorporate the eggs into this, it should be ready to go. Now the flour. This is the all-purpose Bob's Red Mill one, the one without the xanthin gum in it. We need 2 ounces. I have my bowl and scale. We are going to measure. Alright. Next, I need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. This is what I keep our salt in. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthin gum. By the way, if you want to make, I will leave the proper measurements for this both on screen and in the description. So if you're baking along with me and you aren't having the recipe like I am, you can make a full batch, just so we're all on the same page. So that's actually it for the dry ingredients. Does anybody else's pets make like a obstacle course when you're in the kitchen? It's worse in the day because the sun's here and they all love to lay in the sun. So like, here I can show you. This is my cat. Finn's over there. Our third dog, Moxie, is asleep on her bed right now. Yeah, I am just surrounded by animals and chaos constantly. So that's gonna be our dry. So next we are doing the wet, sorta. Actually, I want to use the measuring cup, I think. No, I don't. Yes, no. So next we're going to put the chocolate pieces, butter, and cocoa powder all together, and we're going to microwave it. So I showed this brand in the chocolate chip video, but this is the Enjoy Life brand, and it's a brand, hold on, give me scissors, that's actually safe for all the major allergens. So we have this. I need 7 ounces normal, so that's 3.5 ounces of chocolate. Oops. Too many. Been a treat for me. You always need a treat for you. Now I need 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm just cutting it back here, so it'll be a little easier. And I put half a stick. I don't even know if you just saw that. I don't know, you might have just heard me talking. That's another great thing about this mic is I don't have to be super loud, because it's night, it's 6 o'clock, so pitch black out. But yeah, you know what I'm just realizing? I probably should have done this. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, I'm gonna cut the butter into smaller pieces. So we are gonna put this in the microwave to melt, and just having smaller pieces will ensure it melts a little more evenly. So like I was saying, I've enjoyed this mic, even though cutting the butter like this. I'm sorry if I just stressed anybody out. Just holding the butter and cutting it like that, I stressed myself out. I'm gonna finish my thought before I move on. I've really enjoyed this new mic, even though I do still have to crank the audio because I still don't always talk super loud just because of my voice and everything. I find that, one, it's better with background noise than just the normal mic. It just sounds a lot better, but also it's just a lot clearer, it's a lot cleaner. I like it. And when I leave, I don't have to worry about you guys not being able to hear me because you're right here. Even if I'm off camera, you can hear me, which I like. Okay. Thought is out. Cocoa powder. This is our cocoa powder. This is from Costco. It's the, why do I do this to myself? The Navita's Organics Unsweetened Cacao Powder. It's the one that's at Costco. And we got this big of one because I have been experimenting with, is it crooked? I have been experimenting a little with hot chocolate. I have some dry milk powder or just use normal milk to make it because like the Swiss Miss and stuff isn't safe for me. And I had a brand, or I have a brand, it's not like it's gone, of hot chocolate mix that I can have and I use, and tastes very well, very good, but it's just expensive. So I wanted to try and figure out a way to do it on my own, and I had figured it out, and I've actually already made, you can see, quite the dent. I think I've used like 1/4 of it already, because now I can have hot chocolate whenever I want, and it's not that difficult. Maybe I should make a short little video pay attention to tomorrow. Subscribe so you can see, and I'll post a little video of me making the hot chocolate if you're interested. For anybody who's interested. So I need 3 tablespoons, so that's 1.5. So that's actually just 4 teaspoons. Math. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, 1 tablespoon is 3 teaspoons. So if anything ever calls for like half a tablespoon, it's actually just 1.5 teaspoons. In case somebody needs to know. Okay. Just gonna let me grab the whisk. I hit you guys, I'm sorry. This isn't actually gonna do much more than just move the cocoa powder around. But now we are going to microwave this. Now this is a thing with the recipes in this particular book. Some of them are a little out there in terms of what to do to make these things. There is a reason, and I've made them and they taste great, but sometimes, oh no, my light just died. Sometimes there's just an easier way to do things than the way it says in this recipe. Like, they have a banana bread in this recipe, and they make you do all these things to basically make like a banana extract of sorts, but in reality you can just mash the banana like with your hands and it's fine. And I've done it that way. So this is one of those things where when I first read it, it seemed kind of excessive, but I honestly haven't found anything that works better. So we are going to take the chocolate butter mixture, and what does it say to do? So the exact wording of this is to microwave chocolate butter and cacao in bowl at 50% power, stirring often until mixed smooth. I'm not changing the power of my microwave. I will do this for 30-second intervals until it is melted. First 30 seconds. Clean a little while we're at it. Oh, this is a fun new thing. I got one of those, let me see, brown sugar bears. Basically, it's a piece of terracotta that looks like a cute little bear. You soak it in water and put it in your brown sugar. Hold on, let me take this out. Let's give it a little mixy mix. The chocolate's already starting to melt. Another 30 seconds. So, like I was saying, you soak this in water and put it in your brown sugar so your brown sugar doesn't get hard. You can actually put it in anything that starts soft but can dry out and get hard. So this will be going in my brown sugar soon. That's exciting. This is so cute. Just a little bear. Alright. We are looking pretty melted already. It's only been 2 little sessions. Still some chunks, but honestly just me stirring in those chunks. That's like already done. So I'm going to say that's good. And we are going to move on to the next step, which is just to add the sugar, egg, and then the vanilla. So let's start with the sugar, which is another weighed one. My sugar's getting low. We're gonna need some more sugar soon. I'm gonna do 4 1/4 ounces. It's not exactly half, but it's close enough. 345. Oh, 475. It'll be a little sweeter. It should be okay. The next is our egg replacer. So as you can see, it was like a water texture, and now it's like a nice gloopy texture. It's exactly what we wanted. So we're gonna pour that in, stir it up. And the best part about using an egg replacement is you don't need to be too worried, or at least this egg replacement, I don't want to speak for all of them. You don't have to be worried like normal eggs that you're gonna scramble it because things are too hot. You can just add it right in. Which I've also used that egg replacer in breads and stuff, and that it works well for those too. That's lemon extract. Definitely don't want that. Vanilla, we need 1 teaspoon. And fun fact, if you didn't know, the cap of most vanilla bottles, again, don't want to say all, most vanilla bottles, this is the McCormick one, is actually a teaspoon. So you don't even need to fully measure or get out measuring cups to measure it. You need to measure. Measuring with baking is slightly important. All right. So this is the consistency we have right now. It's exactly what we want. It's like a good cake batter. Next, we're adding in the dry. This is where I gotta pay attention, because when you half recipes, sometimes things don't have very well. So we're just paying attention to the texture, how things incorporate. Usually with the recipes in this book, things half somewhat easily, and it looks like this one did. It got a little thicker, just like we wanted. So now, just like if you guys watched the cookie episode that I did, the first baking video I ever made, we are going to now let this sit for 30 minutes. So I have this little shower cap looking thing. Fits perfectly over the bowl, and we are now going to let this sit for 30 minutes while we clean and talk, or just talk. So the reason you want to let things sit, especially with gluten-free baking, is to make sure all the flavors get incorporated, all of the dry ingredients are hydrated, especially because it's not normal flour, it's things like sorghum flour or rice or oats or things like that, or corn. And making sure that you are allowing all of those things to incorporate the right flavors is important, because then you don't have brownies that taste like corn. They're brownies that taste like brownies. So, I can show you this. This is my little baking cubby. It's where I keep most of my ingredients. Sorry for the harsh lighting. My little ring light died, so we're just kind of going with what's in here, and it's not always great. But yeah, I'm actually going to be using this. This is our little Ninja countertop oven. I love this thing for baking, especially in like the summer when it gets really hot. It doesn't heat up the whole house, which is nice. So yes, I am going to now tidy up and get ready for putting these in the oven. Okay, we're back in my room. Here's a brownie. They're all done now. You set it on this plate because it's hot. I don't feel like plugging the mic in and stuff, so you get normal audio for the end. But they turned out very well. I will say, I don't think I put enough in the pots individually. I think I should have made 3 instead of 6. Also, I put way too much oil in it because I didn't want it to stick. So they're a little oily on top. Nothing I can't dab off with a paper towel, but I'll remember for another time. So yeah, with that, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. If you made this recipe, comment down below how it turned out for you. And with that, I will see you next week. Oh wait, on screen now are my social media handles if you'd like to see more day-to-day things that I get up to. And with that, I will see you next week for a brand new video. Goodbye.